All right, hello my friends, welcome back. Aaron Michael Eschenberg here talking about the astrology for Monday, the 11th of March. We're starting this week off with ease, all right? Just say that with me, ease, okay? Which is what? The opposite of dis-ease. When we're starting the week off with our body in ease, with things in ease, we are in harmony. We are in harmony with ourselves. We are in harmony with the cosmos. It's very easy to get things done, right? The moon is still in Taurus. Look, we're back. We got the good technology back. I don't have to use the phone one foot in front of another. We got it done. Whatever it is. People have reached out about the Mercury retrograde. 3 flat tires, 2 different vehicles, computers breaking, all of these things going on, and one breath at a time, we get through this, all right? So let's talk a little bit about what's going on here. Why are we in ease right now? Well, as the moon is moving through Taurus, it's going to meet up with Mars, all right? Now, Mars is our warrior, our planet of action, right? Making moves, making things happen. And in the sign of Taurus, so there's 3 things that are in Taurus right now. Now, Uranus just moved into Taurus starting its 7.5-year cycle. And a lot of other people I've talked to have said that last week, major life-changing events have happened, which is exactly what we've been talking about. Major life-changing events that have happened that have moved them into this new way of living. And it's just like, yeah, there's no way I'm going back to this old. No way I'm going back to these old habits. There's no way I'm going back to these old routines. So we have Uranus at 0 degrees Taurus right now. We have Mars is at 16 degrees Taurus. And today, on Monday, the moon is going to meet up with Mars at 16 degrees Taurus, which Mars is leading the way right now. So all the planets are trailing behind Mars. So Taurus is over here. All right, and now we see the very last planet we have is like Jupiter, which is over here. We'll do this a little easier. So Jupiter is over here in Sagittarius. Then we have Saturn and Pluto, okay, up here in Capricorn. Venus is over here in Aquarius. These are all of our outer planets. These are all have to do with other people. All right, so we'll do this now. So, Aquarius, Venus is in Aquarius, okay. Then we have Neptune over here in like the 16 degrees of 16 degrees of Pisces. So it's creating a perfect harmonious aspect to Mars in Taurus right now. That's sextile, okay, 60 degrees apart. So Neptune's here at 16 degrees. The sun is about 20 degrees of Neptune. 20 degrees of Pisces, my goodness. 20 degrees of Pisces, we're going with it. There's, Bob Ross, man. Bob Ross, that's how he grew up. There's only happy accidents in life. There's no mistakes. So, moving forward. So, the sun is about 20 degrees of Pisces. And then we have, Aries, we have Chiron, which just started there. We're going to do a whole thing on Chiron. It's too out there right now to talk about. But basically, Mars is leading the way. Our warrior is in charge, leading the way. So then it's, Uranus and Taurus at 0 degrees, then the moon, then Mars at 16 degrees. Mars is leading the way, which is awesome energy right now. It's just like, I have whatever it takes to pull through. I have what it takes to make these life-changing events happen. I have what it takes inside, in here. It's not about these outside influences to make these great changes and these great strides. Now, one of the reasons why we say that today is going to be a day of ease is when the moon, our emotional moon, is exalted in Taurus, like we talked about yesterday. It's going to be making a trine, and also a harmonious aspect, trine here to Saturn and to Pluto. So it's just like we have an easier time this week. It's like, oh yes, I can easily start routines. I can easily transform the way, I watched this, I think I just posted it here at a Facebook. I don't know if you're watching this on YouTube or Facebook, but I got a couple channels on Facebook. One is the Honest Aim channel. The other one is called Waking Masters, which is kind of a collective group of people and sharing information and a lot of knowledge that's waking people up to be the masters of their own reality, right? And it was about a Navy SEAL. And this particular Navy SEAL said, if it's not a challenge, we don't want to do it. If it doesn't suck, we're not involved, you know. And that this 40% rule, which is kind of cool, I'll share that with you. And he said, when your brain says, I'm done, I've had enough, you've only really reached your 40% capacity. You have 60% left to give. And it's just, you know, your own brain kind of like stopping you, whether it's self-preservation or whatever it is. So a day like today, starting the week off strong, we can tap into that other 60%. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. So it's just like when we think we're giving up, no, we are just getting started. We've only reached 40% of this. We've got so much more to go. We've got so much more to give. We have so much more to change. All right, now let's talk about something else. Taurus as well, the most stubborn sign in the zodiac. Now, I have a lot of Taurus friends. I'm a double earth sign, Cancer moon, whatever. But, you know, Capricorn sun, and I'm a Virgo rising. So I'm a double earth sign with this emotional moon in the middle, right? Earth, water. So I have a lot of Taurus friends in my life. Now, it's not a bad thing to be stubborn. We need stubborn, grounded people. But then we can also look at the ways that we are overly grounded, okay? We are too balanced. We don't want to leave our comfort zone. Now that's when it becomes a problem. That's when we find problems arising in our own. That's when we find this ease can come up into our body. When we're being so stubborn, we don't want to leave our comfort zone. You know, we don't want to leave our home. We become agoraphobic. Oh, it's cold outside. Well, the community is out there. It's not always in here. Unless you're having a party, unless you're, you know, even that can be exhausting. You're having people over every single day. So it's like this, you know, finding the balance. Finding the balance of when we're being too grounded, when we're being too stubborn in our own views, when we are too stuck in our own ways, that we are not allowing outside influences to manipulate and change us in a positive way, not in a negative way. Not talking about bad kind of manipulation. We're talking about positive influences here. So on this day, we can easily transform and change some of our emotional, you know, it's like Tenzin Gyatso is, if I'm pronouncing that properly, is the Dalai Lama. And when asked what was the substance that keeps the universe together, what is the glue? You know, gluten is what keeps wheat together. So when you bite into a cookie or something, it stays that kind of gum. When you have gluten-free, you know, the celiac disease, anyone who has gluten-free food, you know, the cookies kind of like crumble in your mouth or something, right? So what is the glue? What is the gluten to the universe? And Tenzin Gyatso, the Dalai Lama, says it's compassion. Compassion. Compassion is what keeps everything together. So sometimes we can be so stuck in our own ways. Sometimes we can be so stuck in our views that we lack compassion. Okay? So as we move into this day, as we move into this week in front of us, now I'll jump in this and say as well, like, this is still this entire week, as we are still, the sun is still in Pisces. There's still a connection happening between, you know, here's Pisces, here's Taurus, here's Mars, here's Pisces, here's the sun right here, my thumb, right here is Neptune, and up here is Saturn and Capricorn, okay? So these are sextiles, Earth, water, Pisces, Earth, Capricorn, Earth, Taurus, water, Pisces. This is the creation station. Remember I sang you a song about a week or so ago. The imagination station is the power of creation, and it brings the thoughts into form. You know, I'm going to do a whole new video, not astrology, but just on quantum manifestation here this week. But it's like when we hold these thoughts in our head, when we connect here and here, when we hold these thoughts here, when we truly do that, like whether it's a meditation or just sitting down thinking of it, which is the same thing, we're able to manifest and bring this into a reality out here. Okay? Out here. Out here. So when we hold these thoughts, when we hold these images in our heads, if we truly want to change things, again, if you really want to grow your own food, you have to go out there with your rototiller and you gotta dig up your ground, that solid ground that you're used to. You have to make that soil kind of fluffy and able to plant. You can't just shove a seed in the top of the grass and expect it to grow. You have to do the work. You have to take that hard foundation, dig it up, stir it up, move it around, recreate, plant your seed, and watch it grow. That is this week. That is this week. So it's not being too stubborn to change. Because when we change, when we do that work, when we do this inner work, which is exactly what all this is, when we do this inner work, we are literally creating the garden, a beautiful garden that's going to blossom into the exact life that we are creating, the exact life that we see in our heads. And if we were living in our own abundance, there's law of attraction stuff. If we were living in abundance, if we see it here, we are creating it out here, they come into alignment. They have to. This is the laws of the universe. Just as gravity, once in a while, blow your own damn mind. If I throw this up, the laws of the reality say that that's going to come down. Just as the same, the law of attraction, when you hold this here, when you connect your heart with your head and you work at manifesting these things, when you work at holding these images in your head, I can literally tell you from experience, it's how I have this house, this studio room right now, how I've manifested the most amazing relationships, business partnerships, love relationships, how I've manifested work, how I've literally manifested everything in my life comes from this seed that I'm talking about right now. Hold it here, plant the seed, do the due diligence, and don't give up on it. Don't give up on yourself. Don't be too stubborn and say it didn't work. Don't be too stubborn and stuck in something that this outside influence, whatever it is that's coming to you, flow like that water. Flow like the water, that Pisces water. This Pisces is this healing, awesome water that's this all-encompassing, okay? Big arms, all-encompassing. It is all the knowledge. It is all the contrast, all the good and all the bad. And we can take a look at it all, and we can appreciate all of it. That's when all the magic starts to happen. All right, so get prepared for an amazing week. It truly is. This is an amazing, transformative day if you allow it to be. If you don't be too stubborn. If you allow it to move, to wiggle, to flow. All right, so flow. Have a flowy Monday, my friends. Woo, and we'll see you tomorrow.